So shall we begin the session? It's 6 o'clock exactly.
Yes, ma'am. It's at 6 o'clock exactly. There are 40 participants who have joined. So I think we're good to go.
We are good to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, please start the recording. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, it started already.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the 6-day online ATAL Faculty Development Program, Redefining Hospitality, Innovations and Emerging Trends. Thank you once again to all the participants for your continued enthusiasm and active participation throughout the sessions. Now, as we move ahead with today's agenda, we have 2 insightful sessions planned over the next 3 years, each promising valuable takeaways and engaging discussions. I would like to go ahead and introduce our first speaker for the day. It gives me great honor to introduce Mr. Amrendra Mahamuni, who will be speaking on food safety and hygiene in hotel kitchens. Mr. Mahamuni is a highly accomplished professional in the field of food safety and quality management. He currently serves as an MSME Lean Assessor with the Quality Council of India and a Z Assessor for the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. As the Director of Samarth Technologies, he has over a decade of experience consulting across India on ISO series standards and food technology related activities. He is also a HACCP lead auditor and trainer, an FSSAI FOSTEC trainer and assessor, and a food safety preventive controls qualified individual, which is approved by US FDA approved, among the others. His expertise extends to consultancy and turnkey food industry projects. With his deep technical expertise and vast on-ground experience, Mr. Mahamuni continues to guide industries toward excellence in food safety and quality systems. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today and taking the time to share your valuable insights. The screen is now yours. You may please begin your session, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for introduction. I will share my screen right now. I hope screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm audible also, na?
Absolutely,
Yes,
sir.
sir. You're on. Yes.
Okay, good. So very good evening to all of you, and thanks all of you for giving me an opportunity to share my experience on this very insightful topic that is food safety and hygiene in hotel industry. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, so already my introduction is given by ma'am, but little bit I want to add. I did BSc Chemistry, then BTech Food Engineering and Technology from ICT, UDCT Mumbai. Long back now, it's almost 30 plus years experience in the food industry. I did even MBA in operations also. The best part of my life was I was involved in a Football World Cup, which was concluded in Qatar 2022. So I'm a FIFA auditor, and I audited more than 150 caterers in a Qatar over the period of almost 4 to 5 months. I was there. I was in charge of 2 stadiums also, and whatever the food was supplied to players, spectators, then players, team people, all these are actually inspected and audited by me. So, like me, there were other auditors also around the world, but it was my I will say I'm the luckiest person. I got an opportunity. Okay. I'm connected with FSSI FOSTEC since 2017. So I'm a first batch trainer rather. And I'm a trainer and assessor for many verticals like dairy, manufacturing, advanced catering, even basic catering also. Then bakery, water and water-based beverages, street foods. Okay, I've conducted many sessions on street food. I've covered complete Orissa state. I've covered complete Jharkhand state. I have covered Maharashtra state for Anganwadis also with respect to catering related activities. I am a hygiene rating auditor, Schedule 4 auditor, Eat Right auditor, Bhog auditor, behalf of FSSAI FOSTEC. So bhog is again connected with the temples. So whatever the food is supplied in a temple as a prasad, so it was now coming under, it is coming under now catering activity, and it has to be inspected and then served to the people. Okay, so it is called as blissful and holy offerings to the god. Okay, I'm consultant to various food industries. I'm a leader for QMS, FSMS, EMS, and FSSC also. I'm connected with many national and international bodies also. So I'm with Nestle, I'm with Nafari, I'm with Symbiosis University, I'm with MIT University as a visiting faculty. I'm teaching the food laws, BTech, MTech, and MSc students, food packaging, food microbiology, etc. I'm connected with many certification bodies and trainer and consultant. Okay, so this is my little bit background. Now today's topic. Okay, uh, एक minute, what happened? I hope slide is changing.
No, sir. It's,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
now it has,
Yes,
sir.
okay. Yes, sir. So duration is 1.5 hours, although it's a very vast topic, but I will try to cover in this short period of time. Okay, so target audience for today's session, according to me, is various chefs, kitchen staff, service staff, housekeeping staff, supervisors, students, and even working professionals also. Not only from hotel industry, anybody can join because it is a knowledge sharing subject. Okay. These are the objectives what I have decided, that is to ensure the food handlers in a hotel kitchen rather understanding the hygiene practices, because hotel is a high risk industry. If something goes wrong, then there is a issue of food poisoning also, and we can already read in the newspaper, we can see in on the television also. Okay, so many cases are happening around the world as far as food poisoning is concerned in uh, railway canteens, or maybe railway during in the railway, whatever the food is served in a flight kitchens, also in a regular hotel, restaurant, dhabas also. I will try to share my experience because I travel around the India, pan India basis, and I got some pictures also, real pictures actually. I have not downloaded from anywhere. So I will try to share these pictures with you just to understand how this food safety is happening. Okay. Then there are various food safety principles that we can call as the HACCP principles also, which will help hotel industry to understand what is the food safety, how to implement the food safety, and how to maintain the food safety in the future activities. Okay. And then maintaining correct hygienic and sanitary practices. I'm using this word correct because my experience shows people are saying that they have good hygiene and sanitary practices, but they are not the correct one. Okay. So that is the reason the end result is not proper as per what FSSI is expecting, or as per what food safety norms are expecting. Okay. And please mute others, please mute because a lot of noise is coming. Okay. And another important objective, according to me, is to promote the food culture. Okay, food safety culture. So, food safety culture, I mean to say, is without the presence of superiors or without the presence of CCTVs, if the employees, if the workers, if they are able to maintain the food safety. Okay, so that clearly indicates that food safety culture is already implemented, it is present in the industry. Okay, so main motto for today's session is you have to go for a safe food. Once the food is safe, then definitely the guests which are coming in a hotel, restaurant, okay, they will remain safe. And if the food is safe, guests are safe, then definitely the brand, okay, we are following. So the brand will remain the safe. Okay, so that is what is the main agenda from my side. Now we'll see the various definitions of food safety, because there are FSSAI definitions, there are WHO definitions. Okay, so what these definitions are saying, what FSSAI is expecting, what WHO is expecting, and whether we are following that norms or not, whether we are going in the right direction or not, that we have to see, because this food safety is important for guest, brand image, legal compliance also. Okay. So this is what the FSSAI is expecting. So this is the definition of FSSAI. So Section 3, Clause 2 talks about this food safety means assurance that food is acceptable for human consumption. Okay, according to the intended use. Okay, so intended means if you want a milk, then it should be in a pasteurized manner. If you want a food should be in a proper cooked manner, especially non-vegetarian food. Okay, so it is called as intended use. If it is a fried product, then it should be a properly fried product. Okay, so it should be accepted for human consumption as per the intended use. This is what FSSAI is saying. So must be free from chemical, physical, biological hazards, or maybe there are some allergens also as a catering food or whatever the food we consume on a day-to-day basis. So that food is definitely having a lot of allergens. Okay, and it is our duty to communicate these allergens to the consumer for their safety purpose. Okay, so this is what FSSAI is expecting. Then, if you see what WHO is saying, okay, so WHO definition, FSSAI definitions, almost there are similars, but what WHO is saying is it should not cause any harm to the consumer. So safety, harm, is more or less both are same. Okay, but when it is prepared and when it is served and when it is consumed according to the intended use. So basically, food safety is nothing but, in short, it is a farm to fork approach right from the farm, because whatever raw material we are receiving or we required for the catering activity, it comes from the farm. Okay, so you take all the grains, you take oil, you take milk. Okay, all it comes from the fruits and vegetables. All it comes from the farm. If the quality of the raw material is good, okay, quality and safety also of the raw material is good, then definitely the final dish or final food we are going to prepare for the serving of the guest will remain safe and good for the health. So this is what WHO is expecting from the industry. Okay, so basically WHO focus on public health. Okay, so it is not specific to any particular nation. So it is a global activity. So they are expecting industry to perform in a global manner, because right now many people are now engaged into the export of the food activities. So whenever we are expecting export, so both quality and safety of the food should be at the top priority. It should be highest one. Okay. Then coming to the little bit definitions of hygiene, because these concepts, according to me, are most important. So many times cleaning, hygiene and sanitation and disinfection, people are not aware of uh, correct definitions and understanding. So what is definition of hygiene? So hygiene as per FSSAI, of course, as per WHO. So hygiene is nothing but it is a condition. Okay. So condition which is present in the kitchen or condition which is present in the industry. Okay. And definitely there are various parameters, there are indicators that you have to measure. Okay. And what is the impact of all these hygiene conditions or hygiene parameters or hygiene indicators is basically a safety. Okay. If you know the various clauses of the food safety and standards regulation, okay. So there are a few clauses which talks about the penalty. If anybody knows the clauses which talks about the penalty in food safety regulation, if anybody can share quickly. I hope I'm audible, all of you.
Yes, sir,
sir.
you are.
Audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if anybody can answer this question quickly, if possible, which clauses talks about the penalty in food safety and standards regulation? Okay, so there are clauses, clause number 50 to clause number 67. Okay, they talk about the penalty. Okay, so penalty will be charged on various aspects actually, but I will give you important clauses. Okay, so there are four clauses which are most important for all food industry, including hotel and all other things. Okay, so clause number 56. So clause number 56 talks about unhygienic condition in the premise. Okay, whether it is restaurant or dhaba or hotel or whatever food joint, if there are unhygienic conditions in and around the premises, then you will be penalized 1 lakh rupees as a fine. Okay, so whenever FSO or designated officer visits your organization, and if he or she finds there are unhygienic conditions, then they will charge you 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so this is what clause number 56, that is unhygienic conditions in the premises. Clause number 59. So this clause number 59, it has 4 sub clauses, and name of the clause number 59 is unsafe food. Unsafe food. Can somebody tell me what is the difference between unhygienic conditions in the premises and what is unsafe food? With example, anybody can share their thoughts.
So may I try?
Yeah, please, please, no problem.
So
It
with
must
by
be an
unsafe,
interactive session. Yeah,
so by unsafe food, could we say that if a food is not stored at the correct temperature, then it is
okay.
unsafe, and
Yeah,
unhygienic would be the conditions in which it is prepared, not with fresh ingredients. Um, the person who's
Unsafe food,
preparing.
can we add?
yeah.
That,
Sure, sure, sir.
unsafe food could be not only, as ma'am said, not only storage, but even handling would be a part of it, where
Yes,
it could have cross contamination or improper storage or using of maybe even expired product, making the
correct.
food unsafe. Whereas unhygienic would be the factors around the kitchen that are going to affect the quality or the food, basically.
So
So may I
basically,
add?
yeah, please.
So there is one more concept regarding the contamination with poisonous substances that is in
Yes,
manufacturing or the processing.
correct. So there are, please mute yourself, sir. Okay, thank you. So you use the word contamination. There is one more word called as adulteration. Okay, so can somebody tell me what is the difference between adulteration and contamination? Anyone? What is adulteration and what is contamination?
So adulteration not necessarily means something bad is added.
Oh.
It could be
But
anything
whether it
that
is
could be
intentional, whether it is
fortifying a product also could mean an adulterant is added.
excess quantity, more than
Yeah,
recommended,
more than
more
recommended.
than.
Yes.
Yes. So basically, adulteration is intentional.
Yes.
Okay, so motive is to earn money. Okay, not the hurt people, but to earn the money. But contamination is unintentional. It happens during preparation, during serving, during maintenance. It happens. Okay, so maybe presence of hair or maybe sometimes presence of agricultural waste. So not regular, sometimes. So it can be a contamination, but adulteration sometimes fatal also. Okay, so if you are adding excess color or excess flavor or excess preservatives, okay, there was one incident happened I think last year in Tamil Nadu. So suddenly in one of the city, all most of the children they were admitted in the hospital. Okay, and the reason was vomiting, nausea. Okay, and when the investigation happened, they found that all these children they have consumed cotton candy. So I hope everybody knows the cotton candy. And the reason for the cotton this poison was that cotton candy was containing rhodamine B. So rhodamine B is not recommended in the food industry as a coloring compound. It is added in the paint industry, and because of that poisoning happened, and the children were admitted in the hospital. So these things can happen, okay, because we don't know which is correct for our health, although it is in the information is given on the label, but we ignore that information and we try to consume the food items. Okay, so that's why hygiene and sanitation plays an important role. WHO also is saying the same, not much difference. Okay, so safety from food production to the consumption. So basically, it covers farm to fork approach. Okay. Then sanitation, if you see, sanitation is much more better than what the hygiene says. So sanitation is nothing but if you see from biological point of view, that is microbiological point of view, that bacterial count has to be reduced to the acceptable level, you can say. So bacteria may come from anywhere. So there is no specific source for the bacteria. So air contamination, equipment contamination, personal hygiene, that is hand contamination, premise contamination. So all these things comes under sanitation. So sanitation also plays very important role. Okay, so I was talking about this section number 59 about unsafe food. So there are four subsections under section number 59. So one is no injury. If you consume the food, but there is no injury, but there are hazards present. Then section 59B, subsection B, that is no grievous injury. So although the contamination is there or hazards are there, but they are not of grievous nature. Third is grievous injury, and fourth is a death. Okay, so these are the four sub clauses which are present in section 59 of Food Safety and Standards Regulation. And the penalty for this is from 3 lakh rupees to 10 lakh rupees is a fine, or you can say 3 months to 7 year jail. Okay, so this 10 lakh rupees fine and 7 year jail that happens in case of death. Okay, so section 59 also plays a very important role as far as this hotel industry is concerned. Section 61 talks about the false information. Okay, so you are having menu cards, and it is expected that all the information which is printed on the menu card should be a correct one. Okay, and legal one, of course. But if you don't print that information in the correct manner or legal manner, if you don't declare any allergens, if you don't give proper nutrition information, okay, veg, non-veg, of course. So in that case, you are giving wrong information to the customer. So in that case, again, there is a 10 lakh rupees fine. And section 63 talks about doing activity or running your business without a valid food license. Okay, so it is a big blunder actually. If the license is not there, then everything comes under scanner. So again, there is a 10 lakh rupees fine. So this is how uh, government is expecting from all the industries which are running in India. Okay, and of course, this is our first priority that legal compliance has to be there. Okay, then you have to go for other compliances. Okay, so FSSI Schedule 4 is the most important one. Rather, I will suggest all of you, you should study this FSSI Schedule 4 thoroughly. Okay, thoroughly, because this is most important. And I travel around India, and it is very unfortunate condition. I can see people don't know various schedules of the FSSI. Okay, although these Schedule 4 audits are mandatory, but these audits are performed as a part of compliance only. But thorough knowledge is not available. Okay, people are not ready to learn also. Okay, so there are four schedules. So Schedule 1 talks about the central license. Schedule 2 talks about state license and basic license. Schedule 3 talks about fee structure. And Schedule 4 talks about the hygiene and sanitary practices. Okay, so in a Schedule 4, there are again various 5 parts present. So part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So part 1 is for registration purpose, that is for small or petty feed business apparatus. Schedule part 2 talks about those who are having licenses, that is state license, central license. Then part 3 for dairy industry, part 4 for meat industry, and part 5 is for catering industry. Okay, so for you people, Part 2 and Part 5 are mandatory for having a state license and central license. If it is a small restaurant or small dhaba, or you can say eateries or food joints, then you have to go for Part 1. Okay, so this is how segregation is already done. Okay, so we'll see this Part 2 and Part 5 quick manner. Okay, another requirement, legal requirement, is food safety display boards. So this is again a very good initiative taken by FSSCI. Okay, so all those food joints, right from small one to bigger kitchens, okay, they have to display this food safety display board uh, at a prominent place. Okay, so it is a purple colored because they have given different colors for different industries. So restaurants, hotel restaurants, they are having purple color. Okay, so you can see now, and there are these 12 golden rules already printed. So what is expected from you? you have to mention your license number. Okay, and whenever you are displaying this food safety display board, and whenever you are applying for the license, that means all these 12 points you have to comply, and you have to comply thoroughly. Okay, there should not be any compromise on that. So all these 12 points are related to the safety and quality, like premises cleaning, potable water, using in the process also for drinking purpose. Okay, proper cooking temperature, proper chilling temperature, then separation of veg, non-veg separately. Okay, then high risk food or frozen food has to be kept at separate temperature, ambient temperature, different foods. Okay, chopping boards, color coded or different chopping boards. Okay, then personal hygiene. So all this talks about these 12 golden rules, which are recommended for this hotel industry. Okay, and even there is a toll-free number given, WhatsApp number is given. You have to write your company name, and now there is one more introduction: this QR code. Okay, so as a customer, when you visit any restaurant or hotel, okay, so you should ensure that hotel or restaurant has, apart from FSSAI license, this food safety display board has to be displayed. And if you want to give any feedback or complaint, you can directly scan the code, and that you can register your complaint. Your name will be kept as a secret. Okay, so this is how government is helping industry. So definitely, industry has to help the government by complying all these things. So I was talking about the schedules. So schedule 1, 2, 3, I already told you. This is the schedule 4, which is again a star schedule for your industry, because since the hotel, restaurant, dhaba, dabbewalas or tiffin services, it comes under very high risk category. Direct food poisoning chances are there. Okay, so this part 2 and part 5 are most important for you. Other parts may not be applicable for your business because that is not your scope. So we are going to see this part 2 and part 5. So this part 2 has 12 separate requirements. Okay, so lot of postmortem has already done by FSSA, and they are trying to give you in details. So our job is to accept it and maintain it. Okay, so implementation is our job, and keeping the necessary records is also another job that we have to follow in a proper manner. So what are the 12 sections of part 2? So location, surrounding of your uh, premise. Okay, so where is the hotel or restaurant is located, surrounding, how the surrounding is, then layout of the building, layout of the equipment. Okay, from food safety point of view, of course. Then equipment and containers should be of SS, obviously. No aluminum or no copper or no any other metal is recommended because of the food safety related issues, migration related issues. Okay, because there are acidic foods also, and if you prepare acidic food in aluminum or copper or any other metal, then there is a possibility of migration of metal into the product, which can cause cancer, of course, because they are all carcinogens. In facilities also, you have to go for drinking water facility, toilet bathrooms facility, okay, then medical facility, transportation facility. Okay, all these facilities has to be given to the staff and even for customers also. Okay, food operation and control talks about how to preserve your food or how to prevent your food to be from becoming a contamination. Okay, so that is what the control is. Control means you have to apply food safety related controls right from the purchasing of the material. So vendor selection is the major activity. If you are having proper vendors, then the rest of the things will in the place. So not only vendor selection, but raw material transportation, raw material storage at your place, then raw material serving for the food preparation, then proper food preparation, and then even food serving. If you are having the serving area, then you have to serve. Sometimes food has to be transported to the different places. So what are the conditions required for the food transportation? Hygienic conditions, of course. So all this comes under food operations and food safety related control. Management and supervision talks about the skill set required for the different people. So chef requires different skill set. Okay, then front office people require different skill set. Workers require different skill set. Assistants require different skill set. Drivers require a different type of skill set. Okay, food testing again, it is most important point because as per FSSI guidelines, you have to uh, analyze your food items, that is raw material and finished good from enable laboratory. If you don't have your in-house facility, then you have to take help of external facility. And once in a 6 month, you have to analyze your food items. Okay, and even water potability analysis from external laboratory is also mandatory. That is NABL laboratory, including radioactivity. This is the new addition in IS 10500 standard that radioactivity has to be analyzed for water. Okay, so rest of the points, personal hygiene, sanitation, these are the routine things. Then audit documentation to record is nothing but maintaining necessary SOPs, SSOPs, that is sanitary procedures, maintaining all your log sheets related to your kitchen, okay, related to your receiving of the material, that is store log sheets, then your issuing material to the kitchen, and then serving related log sheets. All this comes under documentation and records. Product information and consumer awareness is nothing but your menu card. Okay, so you have to give the information to the consumer. So whenever they will visit your restaurant or hotel, okay, so they will ask for the menu card. They will read the menu card. They will understand the menu card, and accordingly they will place an order. So correct information has to be mentioned on menu card. If you are having e-service, e-commerce platform, the all this information has to be declared on a website. Okay, and even if you are having last mile people like what Zomato and Swiggy, they are having last mile people. They are serving food to the at the doorstep. Okay, so personal hygiene plays important role. Then the bag through which the food is carried. So hygienic condition of that bags is important. Then health checkup of last mile people plays important. Health checkup of your employee plays important role. So all these things has to be done through a proper training. So organized training program in your industry plays important role. Okay, so FS is expecting at least one training program in a month. Okay, so topic has to be decided by you, but continuous training program will help your employees to understand the food safety. I will share my experience from Football World Cup. Okay, so I never told these people wash your hand, wash your utensils, because these people, they were having excellent food safety culture. Excellent. I never told them on a single occasion, ki do this and don't do this. So there were no do's and don'ts displayed, but all these things were in their blood. Okay, so that is what the food safety culture is. Without any supervision, okay, without any CCTV, you can say vigilance also, these people perform food in a proper manner. And what was the impact? At the end of the World Cup, there was no single complaint related to food safety or food quality was lodged on a website. So that was the best part, what I saw and what I learned also. Okay, so this is what the schedule for part 2, 12 requirements. Most important, everybody should take into the account, make a checklist, and at least once in a week you should do your auditing. Okay, internal auditing, of course. Then comes part 5. So again, part 5 is a specific requirement for you. Okay. So part 2 is a general requirement for industry, but part 5 is a specific requirement according to your requirement. So these are called as sanitary practices. Okay. So standard sanitary practices has to be followed, and there are total 6 sections. So GMP, GHP, then food transportation, food handling, storage of raw material and finished good, and there are a few special foods, we can say, which are called as high risk foods. So in the high risk foods, what is included is gravies. because people are making gravies and keeping in a refrigerator for longer duration. This is again the major issue I faced, or rather I observed during catering audit. People are making and keeping these gravies for 6 days, 7 days. Sometimes I found 10 days old gravies also in the refrigeration. Okay, so this is very dangerous thing because gravies, then your salads, okay, your pickles, okay, these are all high risk. Ketchup, sauces, it comes under high risk category. Okay, so that's why there are special requirements, special in the sense temperature related requirements. You have to make a quantity which will last for only 1 day. Okay, don't go for storages. Okay, but people are using full utilizing refrigeration unit by making these gravies in a large quantities. Of course, the food poisoning happens just because of the gravies only, because these are stored, and utilized in a expired manner. Okay, so GMP is food manufacturing practices, right from your selection of the raw material, then sorting, cleaning, washing, cutting, chopping. Okay, then utensils. Okay, so it comes under good manufacturing practices, good hygienic practices or personal hygiene. It is related to the employees. Okay, so how you how you train your employees from personal hygiene point of view. So taking proper bath. Okay, we are going to see this personal hygiene chapter also. So this personal hygiene chapter, this practices plays important role because we are introducing various hazards. Okay, although in catering sector, food is cooked in a proper manner, so there are less chances of biological contamination. But after cooking, whenever there is a time for serving, okay, so during serving, most of the time, the good quality food gets contaminated. And this is just because of the bad hygienic practices, or maybe the people who are appointed for the service sector, they are not properly trained. Okay, so they don't know what are the good practices, and that's why food gets contaminated. Even transportation of the food is also most important. So many times you people are having a centralized kitchen or cloud kitchen, and the food is transported to 30, 40, 50 kilometers in and around your kitchen. Okay, so this is again a very important point, because although the food is manufactured in extremely hygienic manner, but just because of the bad transportation practices, okay, food gets contaminated. So you have to decide whether you have to serve or you have to transport food in hot conditions or cold conditions. That has to be decided first, and accordingly you have to use the various techniques. Maybe you have to chill the food, and then chilling vehicles are used, or maybe there are camera boxes where you can put the food in hot conditions. So till it reaches to the customer, it will remain in hot. Okay, if you are transporting in chilled condition, then at the serving point, the food has to be again reheated and it has to be served. Okay, so these are all transport related practices. Even condition of the vehicle, hygiene, sanitation, whether vehicle is closed or open. Okay, so these are all transportation related activities. Storage also plays important role. So ambient storage food items, then cold storage food items, then frozen food items which has to be stored at -18 or less than -18. That's just like frozen chicken or frozen mutton or frozen matar. Okay, cheese or other dairy items which requires proper storage conditions. Okay, so that's why this part 5 requirements are very, very specific to your industry, but these are most important because they are directly related to the food poisoning activity. Okay, so far anybody has any doubt, any questions? Yes, anybody has any questions so far?
Anybody has
We can
questions,
discuss.
please raise your hand so that we can take it up.
You can ask. Neetu, you can ask question. यस नीतू जी, आप पूछ सकते हो क्वेश्चंस. I think she is muted.
No, she is unmuted.
Yes, please. Don't write in the chat box because I am not accessible whenever I do the presentation. So it is completely a black box for me. So it is better you talk to me directly. Any
I think she's
other?
having some issue in connecting her audio. Ma'am, if you
No
can
problem.
log out and you can log in again and you can raise your hand so we can catch up with you.
Sir, I am here only. I am
Yeah.
speaking from Yelesser's ID. My question is
Okay.
like that. Many airlines has banned the transportation of dairy related product. Is there any safest way to transport them without any food hazard or safety botherings?
See, uh, most of the dairy products, okay, except milk powder. Most of the other dairy products they require certain transportation conditions. Okay, not all the dairy products require the same temperature conditions. If you see milk or curd, okay, or buttermilk, so these products has to be transported at less than 4-degree temperature. But if you see ice cream, okay, if you see ice cream requires -18 temperature. Okay, so if these temperature conditions are properly fulfilled or properly maintained, then there are no chances of any food safety. If you see ice cream factories, there are no ice cream factories in each and every city. Na? So mostly ice cream factories are at the metro places, and from there it is served. And even dairies also, bigger dairies, they are transporting milk. Now I have seen from Maharashtra milk goes to Guwahati. Okay. So how it goes? Because the proper temperature conditions are maintained. Even these vehicles, the dairy products which are transported through the vehicle, these vehicles are all having data loggers and they are all GPS connected. So you can see the condition of the vehicle. It is a real-time data. It is available on your laptop or your mobile. Okay, so it is possible, no issues. Only thing is temperature has to be maintained. Now, there are few dairies who are exporting dairy products to other places also. So same application again. So real-time data logger are there which will give you correct temperature related condition. In case of deviation, for example, through tanker, if the milk is transported, and in case of deviation, you can directly contact to the driver and you can ask if he is having any issues or not, but it is possible, no problem, provided all the temperature conditions are properly maintained till the product reaches to the customer. Yes. Anybody has any doubt? Okay, so we'll continue. Now I will talk about the food safety and food safety related hazards. Okay, again, most important because since there is ignorance, okay, I will give you one example. I don't know whether I should share it or not. Last year I was in Jharkhand. Okay, so Jharkhand government has hired me for doing 29 catering audits. Okay, so I covered 29 hotel industries in different areas of the Jharkhand. Okay, so right from one place to the another place, I traveled and I audited, and I found out of 29, 27 hotels failed. Only 2 hotels were up to the mark as per FSSAI guidelines, and 27 hotels failed. What was the reason? So they were not following proper temperature. Okay, and all the hotels were famous for non-vegetarian food. Okay, from outside, hotel was excellent, no doubt at all. The moment I entered in the kitchen was a chaos. In one of the best hotel, okay, I found almost 210 kg of the chicken which was kept at ambient temperature. Although the unit was a refrigerated unit, but it was switched off. Okay, and the moment I opened that refrigerated unit, temperature was ambient. It was +10 temperature, but expected temperature was -18. And almost when I counted that chicken, it was 210 kgs. Okay, so these are the things which are happening. So basically, what happens? We are responsible for introduction of most of the hazards into the food product because of the bad practices. Okay, so maybe we are not properly trained, or maybe we are ignorant, maybe we don't want to follow, maybe organization don't want to invest money also, because whenever there is a compliance, or whenever there is a training activity, it carries cost. But we don't want to invest that money, because it is not a waste of money, it is investment. Because the more you invest into your training activities or compliance activities, it will return you in the future. Okay, but that seems to be lacking as far as my experience is concerned. Okay, so there are four types of hazards mostly which comes into the food item. So physical, chemical, biological, and allergens. ओके, सो फिजिकल हैजार्ड को हम भौतिक हैजार्ड बोलते हैं, केमिकल को रासायनिक धोखा बोलते हैं, एलर्जन इज एलर्जन, एंड बायोलॉजिकल इज अ जैविक धोखा. Okay, so let us see the definitions. So first is physical hazards. So physical hazards which are not the part of the food. So they are called as foreign bodies, not the part of the food. Second is which we can see with the naked eyes. Okay. Third is these physical hazards can cause major to minor injury. Okay. So and these physical hazards which we can feel with your hand. Okay. So this is what the physical hazard is. Okay. So we popularly we call it as a foreign body in our layman's language. Okay. So these are the uh, physical hazards which are commonly observed in the food items. Again, the list is endless. Okay. So this is the common hazards which I observed. So cigarette buttock is there, then matches is there, agricultural waste is there. If there is a issue of birds like pigeons, so pigeon feathers you will find. Then jewelry plays important role. I don't know in many food industries, not only in hotel industry, but many food industries I found people are using lot of jewelry during the work. Okay, in a kitchen also, in a production also. So which has to be banned, okay, totally, because it carries lot of bacteria, dust and dirt. Okay, then applying nail polish, applying the mehendi, okay, applying bindi. So all these are even I will share my experience. Somewhere I was taking some breakfast. I think somewhere in the north area, street food. Okay, so I ordered idli, and I found two stapler pins in idli. Two stapler pins in idli. Okay, so then I reported to the that street food vendor, but he was not aware what is expected of him. Many times I find rubber pieces, plastic pieces in the food products also. Okay, so this is the kind of ignorance we are having. Okay, so physical hazard, most important, it is plenty available. Okay, our job is to eliminate the physical hazard. So when we say good manufacturing practices at the vendor level, you have to ensure that all these physical hazards will not introduced or will not get introduced into the finished good. Okay, so I will share a few of my own experiences because I some whenever I go for any activity, I take the pictures. Okay, and I use it for training purpose only. So you can see this person. Okay, I met him in MP. So that person is having almost more than I think 20 rings. Okay, and all are stone rings. So this stone jewelry is most dangerous because there is a possibility of stone fall. Okay, you can see he is having right hand. How he is sanitizing hand, I don't know. But the reason for showing this picture is you can imagine the food safety. If the same person is working in our kitchen, okay, as a chef or as a assistant, you can imagine what type of food safety will be maintained. So this is actually my own plate. Okay, so I ordered some food and in a roti I got this almost 1 feet long this plastic. Okay, plastic thread. Okay, Then coming to the chemical hazard, I have thousands of these pictures, but I am just showing you those are more relevant to your industry. Second is chemical hazard, जिसको हम रासायनिक धोखा बोलते हैं. So there are 2 or 3 types of chemical hazards which are present. One is naturally occurring, second is process induced, and third is carryover additives also. So naturally occurring means those who are coming through your raw material. Best example is milk or raw water, raw milk or raw water, or your fruits and vegetables also. So nowadays, all these fruits and vegetables are sprayed with full of pesticides. Okay, so we don't know because these chemical hazards are not visible. Physical, yes, they are visible. Chemical hazards, they are not visible at all. Okay, so then you have to perform washing operation thoroughly before these fruits and vegetables are taken for processing. But again, it is a question mark. How many of us really wash fruits and vegetables properly? Okay. Then milk. Since the milk, again, it comes from the animal, so you will find pesticide residue, veterinary drugs, aflatoxins, heavy metals, so many types of chemical hazards which comes from the raw material itself. Okay. So if your grain, you are using the grains. If your grains are not properly dried, okay, then in that case, mold will grow on the grain. This mold will produce aflatoxin, that is a chemical hazard, most dangerous chemical hazard. So whenever we are going for manufacturing activity or food preparation activity, give more focus on a raw material. Okay, because that is the bottleneck. Once you get a proper success of controlling your raw material, finished good will be automatically a safe one. No need to put more effort for the finished good. But unfortunately, our more focus is on finished good, not the raw material. And all the raw material we accept as it is. There are no specifications. There are no inspection activities. So whatever vendor will provide you raw material, we accept it. And this is where we are actually failed miserably. Okay. Then comes the process-induced chemical hazard. I think somebody is speaking behind. A little bit I'm distracted. If you can
Could
mute
I
them.
please request the participant to mute them?
I've muted all, please. I've muted all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then comes the process-induced chemical hazards. So process-induced chemical hazards, again, we as a human being, we are responsible for introduction of these chemical hazards. So as I told you, application of nail paint, mehendi, body spray, hair dye, then leakage of oil and grease. If you are having a machinery where maintenance is not done properly, so there is a possibility of leakage of oil and grease also. Then there are paint flakes. Okay. Then cleaning chemicals. This is again a major issue I observed. Okay, so what type of chemicals which are used for utensil cleaning? People don't know. So normally they are using detergent powder. It is a common practice everywhere. And this detergent powder residue will remain on utensils and that will be carried forward into the finished good. Okay, so these are all process-induced chemical hazard where we have to look into thoroughly. Okay, then excess addition of color, excess addition of flavor, excess addition of preservatives. Okay, so these are also called as chemical hazards, which can cause cancer. There is no other uh, diseases. Okay, so again, real life pictures I will show you. If you can see, this is again a bad practice, but you will find street food. People are serving on a newspaper, and good people are also accepting it. So we always take it on a newspaper. So the ink which is present on a newspaper is the most dangerous one, which contains arsenic, which contains lead. Okay, so I don't know when we are going to stop this practice. But so many years I can see. I try to tell the vendors, but since there are customers, so vendor also ignore. Then again, this is the real. I will show you the picture of onion. When I was doing one catering audit in Pune area, Pimpri Chinchwad area, where that caterer was serving to 3,500 employees. And when I went to his room where this onion, garlic, tomatoes were stored. I shocked actually. Okay, so there was a very bad foul smell. Most of the onions were having this mold growth. All I found most of the potatoes were sprouted. Okay, and there was a very bad foul smell in the area. Okay, so when I asked this question, ki why you're buying this product in a large quantity, so they said cost. Whenever the cost of this product is reduced, they are buying in large quantities. But their purchase and processing is not proportional. Okay, so that is the reason why this kind of things can happen. Now you can see this is the mold, black mold, which will generate aflatoxin. So it is a biological hazard, also chemical hazard also. Okay, and whenever and if you don't, they say ki, we are going to wash this. So this is bad practice. Okay, even if you wash this kind of onions, it is of no use because it's already contaminated from inside. Okay. But again, as I said, ignorance and this can cause a lot of health related issues into the future. So these are all chemical hazards that we have to look into and try to minimize this chemical hazard because chemical hazards we cannot remove 100%. Okay, so we can only reduce to the acceptable level as per FSSAI guidelines, but we cannot eliminate. Physical hazard, yes, we can eliminate. Biological hazards, again, yeast mold, bacteria, virus, and fungus or parasites. So biological, there are two types. One is microbiological and another is macrobiological. So both we have to cover, both micro and macro. Macro are nothing but the insects. So this is again live example I'm sharing with you. In one of the tapri type, you can say tea stall, that lizard was testing a spoon, okay, which was used for making tea. Okay, so the same lizard you can see is testing the strainer also. चाय की छन्नी होती है. Now this saliva of the lizard is highly poisonous. Okay, but ignorance is the major issue. Then this was happened in Bengaluru 6, 7 months back when one of the family they ordered this chicken is maintained. Okay, I hope the pictures are visible. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is.
And pretty scary also.
Yeah.
I know.
So I
Yes,
actually
sir.
I given thought 10 times whether to show this picture or not, but later I decided let us show
No,
this.
sir, this is good,
Okay.
but awareness is really good, sir.
Then this is also when I was traveling in somewhere in Vidarbha, when I found this. Actually, I stopped for taking this sugarcane juice. Okay, so साइकिल पे दो लोग आते हैं वो बर्फ का पूरा नीचे रास्ते पे रख देते हैं. Then one of the this ice box, the rather I will say, or ice block, you can say, it was containing this dead rat. Okay, so I don't know because ice is again scanner in India because ice factories I audited. Ice factories are the most dangerous one, right from the sources of water and even the general practices within the factory. Okay, so this is also a scary one. Okay, and whenever we go for any juice shop, we ask for more ice. Okay, so again, this is the bakery item circled area, which you can see it is with white mold. Okay, so and we are giving this food to the most of the childrens. Okay, so you can imagine now these kids or children they don't know whether it is mold or whether it is edible portion, and we also as a parent we ignore, we don't see whether that product is really fit for consumption or not, and this is how the food poisoning starts. This food was ordered in IRCTC during the transport traveling. Okay, I found cockroach in one side. You can see circled where the cockroach is there. Okay, so these things are common. Even I think last week I was traveling in a Vande Bharat Express from Pune to Belgaum. and they served good quality curd, Amul curd rather, and Amul ice cream. Okay, and the moment I opened the curd, na, it was the gas was formed inside the curd, a curd bowl. Okay, and I called that attendant. I said, "What is the temperature of the curd?" He said, "कि no sir, हमारे यहाँ जो fridge है उसमें रखा है." Then I went and I checked that fridge. Okay, it was mentioned -18, but the temperature was not -18. Even all the ice cream bowls they were melted. Okay, so then 10-15 minutes I told them the practices कि भाई ऐसा नहीं ऐसा आपको करना पड़ेगा. Otherwise there will be a possibility of poison. And the staff were very good actually. They accepted कि sir yes हमारे से गलती हो गई, but next time we'll ensure कि all these curd and all things we will keep it in the refrigerator. So this is again common in catering where you can find these tiny drain flies. Okay, whenever drainage system is not up to the mark, not hygienically cleaned. Okay, so you will find many these tiny drain flies, and this is again the source of bacterial contamination because they contain lot of bacteria also. So proper hygiene maintenance in the kitchen, all the drainage systems in the premises plays important role. You have to sanitize them frequently. You have to ensure a proper effective pest control. Okay, so these are all biological hazards you can see. Okay, and we have to be very careful because biological hazards are most dangerous hazards as far as catering is concerned. Coming to the allergy, this is again major issue because any food item which is made in a kitchen, it is a complex. Okay, it contains many ingredients, and most of the ingredients are allergic as per FSSAI. So there is a serious immune response because allergy happens because of the protein and because of the low immunity, and we don't know the immunity of customers. Okay, so as per FSSAI guidelines, you have to declare all these related things on a menu card. Okay, so these are 8 allergens which has to be declared as an allergen whenever they are present in the form of raw material. So cereals, milk and milk products, nuts, all types of nuts, then soybean, egg products, fish. Okay, crustacean is a seafood rather, and then sulfites. Sulfites come from the sugar. If you are using sugar in a tea or coffee making or in a milk, then you have to ensure that all the sugar should contain less than 10 ppm of the residual sulfur because in India we are having sulfitation process for sugar making. Or otherwise you have to go for pharma grade sugar, but it is bit costly. Better we should go for pharma grade sugar. Then this problem will not come again. So whenever there is a food allergy, then allergy area has to be properly segregated for manufacturing activity in the kitchen room. You can see this is how the allergens has to be declared, printed, okay, and it is to be communicated to the customer. So let the customer come and see, okay, they will read it, okay, and then they will decide whether to consume this product or not. Then your responsibility is over. If you don't declare and if something happens to the consumer, then it is your responsibility. Okay, so many of these practices has to be followed thoroughly up, of course, not one day. It has to be made a practice. That is culture. It has to be made as food safety culture. So these are, it is called as FAT-TOM principle. FAT-TOM principle, that is food, acidity, time, temperature, oxygen, and moisture. So these 6 factors, if you control these 6 factors, your food safety is maintained. Okay, so you can call them as a growth factors. You can call them, if these factors are controlled, then the biological contamination you can control. Okay, so food, acidity, time, temperature, oxygen, moisture. So cooking temperature, yeah, your storage temperature, ambient temperature. There is a danger zone concept you must be knowing as a catering people or hotel management people. So the temperature zone between 5 to 63 rather, is considered as the danger zone. And you, as a food safety person, you have to ensure the food should be stored less than 5 degree or above 60 degrees. So whenever you go to any hotel and give order Okay, you order any food. Okay, then the waiter says, ki, sir, you have to wait for 20-25 minutes. That indicates ki food is not prepared in advance. They will prepare and they will serve you. The moment you get the food within 5 minutes, you have to ensure ki that food is good. Otherwise, the food is made in advance and the food is served. Okay, so you have to ensure quality of the food is good. Okay, even this cold chain, cold food, that is ice cream or all this curd or chas or ice cream, all your desserts has to be stored at less than 5 degree, even milk. Okay, so you have to ensure food should not come within 5 degree to 60 degree. Okay, otherwise there are chances of spoilage through biological, and these are the 4 zones. So you will find different kind of bacteria which are grown in these 4 zones. So this danger zone contains mesophilic bacteria, which are deadly bacteria. So hot holding and cold holding. So cold food has to be stored at cold temperature, and hot food has to be maintained at hot temperature that is more than 60 degree or 63 degree. So in short, what we can say, so behind every safe meal, there is a strict temperature control. So those people in the kitchen, they understand the importance of temperature. Their food will not get spoiled. Okay, so they have to ensure the chef should be properly trained as far as food safety norms are concerned. Okay, then special food while receiving. Okay, now I will talk about the receiving of the raw material. Okay, what are the various precautions as far as sanitation, hygiene, and safety related taken? I am just considering few non-vegetarian food because non-vegetarian food is the high risk food that you have to take care a lot. So these are the inspection parameters for the fish. Okay, should not be stale, no injury mark on the body. Okay, there should not be any sunken eyes. When you press the body with the finger, there should not be a finger impression on the body. So that indicates that your fish is fresh. Otherwise, fish is stale. Okay, it's a very old fish. Then you should not consume because non-vegetarian food, once it is spoiled, then it is very fatal one. Okay, so it causes very severe food poisoning. Same way for chicken also, birds. So weight should be 700 to 1100 gram, pinkish rose color after dressing. Of course, body should not have any mark, injury mark. And once you cut the chicken, there should not be any medicine smell. Okay, if you get the medicine smell, that clearly indicates that bird was under medication for some time. So you have to reject it immediately. Okay, so you should not see whether it is a loss or what. You have to think from customers' health point of view or your health point of view, and you have to reject it. Meat again, same one. So identify the gender, then injury marks. Okay, then it has to be purchased from authorized government shop because for slaughterhouses, as per FSSAI guidelines, they have to appoint a veterinary doctor, and the meat has to be certified by a veterinary doctor. Then only it is allowed to sell. But if you see the local meat shops, so again, for local meat shops, they don't know the practices at all, and still we every Sunday we buy meat from that shop. So you can see the difference between these two fish. Okay, so stale fish and good fish. So this is accepted. This is stale fish. Easily you can see. You can see the eyes and you can see the body also. So this is where you can see the gas form body. So it is little bit bulgy. Okay. Even when you order any eggs, so eggs has to be tested, inspected before they are taken for the processing. So you can see it is called as dip method. Another is called as candlelight method. Okay, so through candlelight method, you can check the cracks on the egg, and through this dip method, water dip method, you can see whether the gas formation is started or not. So whenever there is a floating of the egg, it has to be rejected rather immediately. Okay, so don't consider for consumption purpose. So again, a good egg and broken egg or spoiled eggs, you can see. So all these spoiled eggs has to be immediately discarded, should not be used for any consumption purpose. Even for chicken, the right side, you can see there is a gas formation. So bit body is bulged. Okay, so sometimes people also infuse some gases inside. Okay, so to look it very bigger and fresher one. So be careful while purchasing all this from unauthorized, of course, vendors, those who doesn't have FSSI license. So this also I observed in one of the, you can say there was one vendor who was selling, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, this cheese sandwich. Okay, so you can see now the butter which is spoiled. So they remove the surface portion. Okay, and the remaining part they can use. Okay, so mostly this happens for street food, and we consume it regularly. Okay, so anybody has any doubt on basic food safety?
So I have a
Any
question.
clarification required? Any questions?
Yes, sir, I have a question. Good evening, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, since
Yes,
we
please.
were talking about, purchasing of these products, which on weekly basis we
Yeah,
buy,
please go ahead.
let's say fish or chicken. Am I
Yeah.
audible, sir?
Your voice is breaking in between.
All right. Sir, as we are saying that we, when it comes to purchasing or buying of
Yeah,
this
please go ahead.
meat products,
Am I audible?
yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Am I
Yes, you are
audible?
audible. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
So, sir,
Somebody
I
can help
wanted
me. Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to know how safe it is to buy from this online sources that nowadays we buy, let's say Licious, just to give you an example. Because, sometimes when we go in person and buy, we can check for these marks and we are little more precautious. But many a times now, convenience food, as we say, is come into picture. So, what is your take or say on these sources from where we buy online, especially the fish or the chicken that we buy?
Okay, so good question. As far as Licious company is concerned, I have seen their plant. I am the regular auditor of the Licious. Okay, so there are plant in Bengaluru, there are plant in Mumbai. Excellent plants. Rather, I will say these that was the plant which I have seen the most superly maintained plant, I will say, as far as non-vegetarian food is concerned. All practices are uh, followed with 100% accuracy. But whenever it comes through this online platform, so again there is a question mark because although the product is from Licious, we believe that the product is good. So online platform also, whenever person comes to you, you have to ensure that the product is maintaining the proper temperature. Okay, no need to measure temperature because -18 you can easily recognize by touching the packets also. Okay, and sometimes what happens if it comes from the shorter distance, it is okay. Whenever these products comes from the longer distance, that means temperature might have increased. And a product like fish, which is most susceptible to the temperature related activities. Any change in the temperature, product gets damaged. Okay, so be careful whenever you receive these packets. Before paying money, you should ensure product is in good condition, temperature properly maintained, or rather, I will suggest you for high risk product like non-vegetarian food, don't go for online platform. It is better you go personally and buy it from the good shop, not a small shop. Because in small shops also, I have seen the owners they switch off their refrigerator when they close the shop and they will switch on when the shop is opened. So during 7-8 hours, again there is a lot of temperature related deviations happen. Ice cream is there, then non-vegetarian food is there, curd is there, everything it goes through this temperature shock. So it is better always buy from a reliable shop which has FSSAI license. Okay, so in case of any issues, you can directly complain. And don't forget to take a bill also. Because as per FSSAI guidelines, this FSSAI number has to be printed on an invoice or bill. Okay, so you check whether that bill has printed FSSAI number or not. So they are the reliable shops which are bound to follow all the FSSAI guidelines. But this online platform, still I'm not comfortable. I think 3-4 months back, FSSAI has raided many blanket godowns also, warehouses also, and they found most of the food item were not stored at a proper temperature conditions. Okay, so this is what my opinion is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your reply.
Anybody? Any doubt? ठीक है,
Uh,
we'll continue.
Sir,
Yeah.
I have a
Yes,
small
yes, yes.
question. Sir,
Yeah.
do like I have not seen any of the guide, like I have not observed any of the guidelines regarding the marinations part in the food industry. Although the things are coming in the brine solutions with the expiry and all the informations, expiry date and all the informations. But what about the marination part? How it has to be done in term of hygiene point of view, and what should be the ideal length of marination to keep the food safe?
Okay, so basically, FSI doesn't talk about any marination related activities, but FSI talks about the maintenance of hygiene and sanitation during marination process. Okay, and you're talking about the length of marination. If the product is marinated and if it is stored in a proper temperature related conditions, so mostly I think after marination, 1.5 hour product is kept at room temperature. Okay, so that room temperature plays important role because this I have seen in one of the I think caterers audit where that marinated chicken was kept for almost 2 hours. Okay, and it was very dangerous situation. Okay, so basically what happens in the marination, we use spices. We use salt also. We use haldi. Mostly it is made up of haldi. So these are all class 1 preservatives. Okay, so because of the surface, if the marination is done properly on the surface, product will retain for some time. Okay, because of the class 1 preservation nature. Okay, but the bacterial load which was initially present into the product itself before refrigeration, so that will start activating inside the product, not the outside, but inside the product, and which may spoil the product. Okay, another thing for the marination is, as I said you have to ensure all your raw material comes from the reliable vendor only. Okay, so you have to purchase from reliable vendor that indicates that person is following all the food safety related precautions. Okay, and then this material you are mixing and you are applying on either chicken or mutton or any other non-vegetarian food. So during that process, you have to maintain your GMP and GHP thoroughly. Okay, that's all we can do. Otherwise, Schedule 4 is the only answer for this, but there are no specific guideline as far as marination is concerned.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anybody has any guideline, any doubts? Okay.
Sir,
So, yeah,
excuse
please,
me,
please
sir.
go ahead.
Sir, I have
Yeah.
a small question, sir.
Mhm.
Sir, wanted to know how safe is to have sushi with consideration with all these guidelines, because sushi is something with the ingredients involved. So, is it safe, and how can we ensure that it is right to consume it?
See, if you are not seen the processing part, then it is very difficult. But if you are buying from some other organization where that organization has FSSI license number and logo printed on the label, then you can believe. So in that case, you are safe because if there is an issue, you can directly complain to the FSSAI. And again, food industry is a very huge and very complex nature of industry. Okay, where FSSAI guidelines still they are at the raw level. Okay, so FSSAI has not reached up to the very deep level of food industry. Okay. And the major issue is whatever guidelines they have made, people are not ready to follow. So I don't know when they go much deeper into the guideline like sushi or what sir said marination. I don't know people will follow or not. See, for your industry, it's okay because you are having that particular good attitude. What about the other people, okay, who are not following the basic guidelines? So it is better you buy from a vendor, you buy from a source which is reliable source. That's all we can say at present.
No, sir, more precisely, my question is when we go to these very, high-end restaurants and we order.
Uh,
So when it comes on our plate, we do not know by looking at it whether it's, good to be consumed or not. But sometimes there are food poisoning, episodes also with some people.
yes.
So
Yes.
in such kind of situations, so what can be done?
So actually, you have to see the complaint, how many complaints that particular product has received in last 1 year. Okay, so food poisoning is 99% it happens because of the bad food. That is correct. But sometimes your health is also responsible. Your in the sense customer health is also more responsible. Sometimes the product is not fitted for your body, like allergen. Okay, so this seafood has a very strong allergen. So not all the people they can digest that allergen. So they develop a lot of issues. Okay, later we call it as we consider it as food poisoning. So it may not be a food poisoning. If the cases are happening very rare, okay. So in that case, you can say ki okay, the hotel or the restaurant from where you are eating that product is safe. But again, maintaining food safety, following food safety is a 24 by 7 activity. Okay, a small ignorance or a small issue can create a lot of food poisoning things. Okay, so that you have to believe that you are going into the best restaurant and you have to consume. By looking at the
Right, sir,
practices,
right.
you can realize whether it is good restaurant or bad restaurant.
Right, sir, right, sir. Thank you so much,
Because
sir.
there are many things which are again in a black box, which we don't know. कि पर्दे के
Correct, sir,
पीछे
correct.
क्या चल रहा है, we don't know.
Right, sir, right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your answer.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So remaining portion that is last half. Then how to store the food in refrigerator? If you are having separate refrigerators for veg and non-veg, that is okay. But whenever you are having a same refrigerator, only one refrigerator where you have to store veg and non-veg, then what is the practice, best practice? So for separate refrigerator, you can see always ready to eat at the top. Okay, semi-finished below that, then raw is below that at the end. For same thing happens for the non-vegetarian food also. So ready to eat at the top, semi-finished in the middle, and extreme bottom is the raw one. Okay, but what will happen if you are having only one refrigerator and you have to store both veg and non-veg? So there are again FSSAI guidelines for storing both the foods together. So at the top portion, extreme at the top, cooked or ready to eat veg food. Below that, cooked and ready to eat non-vegetarian food. Middle portion, you can see semi-finished uh, veg food, then semi-finished non-veg food. At the bottom, there is raw vegetables, and below that you will find raw non-vegetarian food. And fish is extremely at the bottom because the characteristics of the fish is it starts dripping. Okay, so it is better you store the fish extremely at the bottom. If you store fish at the top, okay, then that water will start dripping and it will contaminate all the food which is stored below that. So these are the good practices, good storage practices for a refrigerator. Then how to avoid contamination? Again, different color chopping boards, different knives. After sanitation, you have to keep this in a proper manner. Okay, so we should not use the same color chopping board and knife for different activities. Okay, so those allotted chopping boards and those allotted knives has to be used for that particular activity only. Once the activity is over, you have to sanitize. So there are ultraviolet light boxes are there. There are chemical solutions are there. You have to keep dipped all the time. Okay, so to avoid the cross contamination. This is also the major thing I observed in a catering sector. The same broom or the same cleaner is used for all the areas. Okay, right from your toilet, bathrooms, then low hygiene area, extremely low hygiene area, till the high hygiene area like kitchen room or serving room. Okay, so same cleaner is used. So it is better. That's why I've written in the bottom. It is not optional, but it is the essential. Okay, so you have to go for different color or different cleaners for different areas. You are not supposed to use the same one for all the areas. Otherwise, you are carrying contaminants into the high hygiene area, which is the most dangerous one. In manufacturing activity, we call it as a zoning. Okay, so your kitchen room becomes the high hygiene zone. So you have to maintain the protocol of that high hygiene zone. And your premises, toilet, bathrooms, staircases, or common areas becomes the low hygiene zone. So you should have a separate tools for low hygiene, separate tools for the high hygiene zone in your catering sector. Waste disposal also plays very important role in the catering industry because a lot of waste is generated and how to dispose it off. So there are again various ways of waste disposal. Okay, so FSI is saying people are giving it for piggeries or poultry feed or fish feed, but you have to ensure that your leftover food or your spoiled food goes to the piggery or goes to the go used as a fish food or goes to the poultry. You have to ensure, okay, that it goes there. Otherwise, there is a composting method where you can make a fertilizer, and the same fertilizer you can utilize for your gardening purpose. Third way is if you are having very good food. Okay, sometimes the customer turnout is low and the food is remained. So in that case, you can call the NGO. There are so few agencies which they collect the good quality food and they serve it to the needy people. But you have to be very careful. You have to ensure that food is good quality. Then only you have to hand over it to the needy people. Then size and even design of the waste bin plays important role. Okay, so it should be foot operated and closed lid kind of waste bin. And sanitation of the waste bin plays important role. It is better you keep it segregated, like paper, plastic, metal, glass, wood, e-waste, biomedical waste. So it has to be separated. Biomedical waste means your cap, apron, mask, disposable, of course, shoe cover or your gloves. Okay, so this comes under biomedical waste. So it has to be properly segregated and disposed of through government according to the government norms. So you have to call the people who are authorized by pollution control board. So this is the bad practice you can see where the waste is not properly stored. Okay, it is overflown, it is kept open, it is not foot operated, and this is our aim. So we should aim for this thing. All the waste bin should be properly closed, segregated, color coded. The area where all these waste bins are stored, that area is also very clean and sanitized. So this should be our final objective. So they are all color coded systems. So if it is possible, go for color code, no problem. If it is not possible, you can go for any type of waste bin, but it has to be foot operated and closed lid kind of that. Okay. Coming to the pest control, again, it is the most important topic because in a kitchen, a lot of areas where pests can come. Okay, once your work is over, then there are so many, you can say, entry points through which the pest can come and contaminate the food, which causes food poisoning. So these are the major pests for catering industry: cockroaches, rodents, birds, then flies, fruit flies, this flower beetle, so sawtooth beetle, it comes to the grains and flower also, lizard, even spider also you can add. So these are the dangerous ones. So you have to appoint a pest control agency. So they will take care of all the pests in a proper manner. So Valid pest control agency appointment plays important role, who is having a valid license to operate and to store the chemicals. Okay. So this is the 4D formula for pest control, that is deny entry, deny shelter, deny food, and destroy. Okay, so you have to find out this. This is actually job of pest control agency. So they will find out the entry points from where the pest can come, and they will suggest you the solution. You have to accept that, and you have to work accordingly. So plug in all these points from where the pests are coming. Okay, so remove the clutter, apply good storage practices. If possible, apply 5S practices also, so that your all the waste material or which is unwanted material, it has to be disposed of frequently so that pest will not accumulate. Okay, drainage system plays important role. So I find many times I found through drainage system flies and even rodents can come. Okay, so again, broken windows, doors, exhaust openings. Shutter is also not fitting face to face with the ground. Then open garbage system. So these are the sources through which biological contamination can come. Both microbiological and macrobiological contamination can come. These are the control measures by which we can control the pest. You must be having this pestoflash or rhodoboxes in your organization. Okay, and even chemical spray is done outside from where the sources are there. Coming to the personal hygiene, again, this is most important. Right from the first minute, I'm saying personal hygiene is the most important as far as catering sector is concerned, because we are the one who are introducing hazards to the food item. So proper following personal hygiene right from your head to your toe. So wearing a cap, then apron, then possible gloves, then shoes. Okay, there should not be any torn clothes. There should not be button to the apron. Okay, if possible, use mask. Okay, then no jewelry. Your nails should be properly trimmed. Hair should be properly trimmed. Proper shaving has to be done. Okay, then these are the bad behavioral practices rather. So smoking, spitting, chewing, sneezing, coughing, and even eating also in the kitchen area. So if you want to test the food, there is also one proper guideline. So you have to take that food in a one bowl, and there is another room which is connected to the kitchen room. So chef should go inside that room and he do the testing, but he should not do testing on the shop floor itself or kitchen area itself. Otherwise, there are chances of cross contamination. Then कुछ लोगों को गंदी आदतें होती है, that is the nose picking, ear picking, then touching body parts, scrubbing body parts. Okay, so again, it is related to the bad behavior. Okay, so you have to give proper and thorough clear training to the people who are working in a kitchen, to the people who are working in a uh, serving area, to the people who are washing utensils. Okay, because these are the people who are uneducated, so they may not be knowing what they're doing. So it is our duty to train them from personal hygiene point of view. So hand washing practices, again, it is most important. If you see, the most dangerous part of our body is thumb. Okay. So thumb, you have to concentrate while washing your hand. Then all the fingertips between the finger, base of the thumb. So these are all commonly avoided, you can say, or commonly missed points during the hand washing. So six-stage hand washing method is recommended, and this hand washing should last for at least 40 seconds, a minimum 40 seconds. So all the six stages you have to perform for 40 seconds. So then only the bacterial contamination or virus contamination which is present on your hand will be reduced to the acceptable level. Otherwise, if you are not following this practice properly, then your chemical or your sanitizer, your soap solution is wasted. And even biological contamination is also not controlled. So frequent hand swabs has to be conducted, and you have to check what type of bacteria which are present on the hands of the staff. Then health checkup is mandatory. It has to be done once in a year. okay, through registered medical practitioner, or you can say MBBS and above doctors. This is the FSSI format, okay, and all the report should be in FSSI formats only. Okay, so I hope you must be doing these practices. Okay, because these are the most important practices you have to follow. Okay, otherwise there are many people who are carriers of the diseases. So they may not be having any issues, visible issues, but they are spreading the diseases. So that's why if you see the end of the page, so there are 5 points. So these are the 5 parameters has to be tested or has to be analyzed through doctor. So general physical examination, eye testing, skin examination, then compliance of the vaccine, that is enteric group of vaccine, that is typhoid or you can say cholera, hepatitis. These are the kind of vaccines. These are mandatory. Okay, and even communicable diseases, infectious diseases. Okay, so doctor's role plays important role. Okay, so ensure your staff, okay, is properly analyzed as far as his health is concerned. Okay, so serving related, transportation related, even your manufacturing related. Okay, supervisors, all should be included in this category. Okay, so what we learned in short. Okay, so I will share my experience. So what I observed, most of the hotel industries, they are ISO certified, HACCP certified, no doubt. Documentation wise, they are too good. But documentation doesn't ensure your food is safe. Okay, so documentation is one part. Practice is another part. Demonstration of all your practices is another part. Okay, so no doubt documentation is required, but at the same time, proper practice, okay, is plays important role. So you have to ensure that your people are following all the SOPs, they are following all the norms in a proper manner. This is what the food safety culture is. Okay, so we have to develop a culture. Again, it is not a easy task. Okay, you have to put lot of efforts because many staff they are coming from the different background. So everyone has his or her own culture. So you have to mold from their own culture to your own culture. So it takes time, but definitely you have to put lot of efforts. Okay, once all are at one point, then food safety will be properly maintained and your food will remain always a safe one. Okay, so last slide, that is conclusion and what are the takeaways from this program. So food hygiene and sanitation, it is a shared responsibility. It is not a one-person job. So each and every person, I always say, if you are having 50 people in a kitchen, and if one person doesn't wear cap and gloves, and 49 people are following the practices, it is of no use. Even if the one person is not following, that means all your food safety related activities are lost. Okay, so it is a teamwork. You have to ensure that team is doing a proper work. So team building plays important role. Continuous training is required because people keep changing. Okay, few people requires 1, 2, 3, 4 times training activities. Then only they will understand. Since their culture is different, their educational background is different, their uh, uh, practices are different, okay, at home. So you have to follow different practices at work. Okay, then you have to always follow FSSAI guidelines, WHO guidelines. So of course, FSSAI is following WHO. So it is better you stick to the FSSAI guidelines, especially Schedule 4 is again I am repeating most important for all food industries. Okay, and then cleaning kitchen equipments, cleaning kitchen tools, rather sanitizing, I will say. So definitely it will produce a safe food. Once the food is safe, definitely your guest will be happy, and when the guest will be happy, your brand will be best brand in that particular area. Okay, so that's all from my side. So if you have any doubt, definitely we can discuss.
Thank you so much, sir, for this lovely presentation. If there are any
I hope
questions,
I hope I have completed in time because it is a very vast topic.
we understand, sir. We are just, we've overshot by 10 minutes, but that's completely all right. That's perfectly fine. If there are any questions by any participants, I would request you all to please unmute yourself and ask the questions.
I hope you understood most of the things. I tried my level best to explain in a
So
proper
the
manner.
explanation was extremely detailed and very well put, if I may add. And since there are no questions, I'll just proceed to thanking you for this insightful and comprehensive session. I'm sure the questions are not there because it was so beautifully explained, especially with the global approach to hygiene and the significance of maintaining hygiene standards, and also the role which is played by who. The FSSI Schedule 4 is, I think, will remain ingrained in our memory for a long time now. And the experience that we take away from this session is that how important food safety is. And
Yes.
we often seem to not associate, we understand the importance of hygiene, but when we visit a restaurant or when we order any kind of packed foods, we don't tend to realize what must have gone behind manufacturing it. And your experience in food safety and the way you have commended the work of the team during FIFA World Cup is 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 really a takeaway for all of us, especially in a country like India um, where we pride ourselves, in maintaining our cleaning our houses on a daily basis,
Yes.
dusting, mopping. We somehow tend to ignore these aspects with regards to food safety. We So many of us, we don't know. I have worked in this industry for 10 years, but I wasn't aware of aflatoxins or what are the dangers associated with food allergens.
Yes.
And finally, your emphasis on using different color chopping boards and following even personal hygiene. We try and reiterate to our students so many times that it is extremely important to follow grooming standards. And this is why it all is so important.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for your time today, sir, and thank you for sharing your vast knowledge with us. It
Thank you.
it was truly, and I don't know, but if I may say this, but I may take some break from ordering food from outside now for some time.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir,
Thanks a lot.
we'll have a group photograph. So everybody please switch on your cameras. We'll quickly click a group photograph, please. Sir, requesting you to switch on your camera, please. Yes, sir. Sundar sir, are we ready?
Done, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sundar sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Mahamuni
once
sir,
again,
thank you
sir.
very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
So I enjoyed giving this brief presentation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.